one of the things when this was first announced was the strongest response in opposition did come from Sheffield's faith communities. So I just want to be really, really clear that for anyone who wants to frame this in any way as the gays against the Christians, that is not the case, which would be ridiculous because we're obviously very overlapping groups, but obviously we all come at this from different perspectives. Next up, I'd like to welcome Trevor Goodfield from Stand Up to Racism.
Yeah, thank you for letting us speak today. I just think listening to people's speeches really warms your heart a little bit in terms of people prepared to stand up to fight, because you know when we need to fight and when we know when we need to make a difference to things. And I was just thinking about today, you know, no friend of Donald Trump is a friend of mine. And when you look at Graham, then you see the architect of Donald Trump and his supporters are the architect of their campaigns. And then you see the bigotry, and then you start to realise the reasons that we have to organise against them and to fight them. People will know that on Monday is Holocaust Memorial Day. And I was brought up in a Jewish family in Leeds, so I know very well what it means saying never forget and never again. But also then you have to think as well, what happened to the LGBT community, the gay community, and think of that pink triangle. The pink triangle that people saw in the 70s and 80s, a symbol of resistance, was actually the pink triangle that identified gay people as they took them to the death camp in the Holocaust. And there is a whole history of this. And really, we say this not to frighten people, but so people understand where these lot of nasty ideas can ultimately lead to, and why we need to organise and fight against them so hard. So when people spoke earlier about words, when I listen to that dreadful actor, Lawrence Fox, or whatever it was called, calling out the black man on TV racist, I don't know. This ain't right. But when Piers Morgan speaks and starts mimicking Chinese people on TV, you think, no, this isn't right. This is time when it gives us the opportunity to stand up and to fight back. And people talk about, sometimes people talk glibly about Trump and we speak glibly about free speech. But what's clear about today is that free speech is not hate speech. And that when you have hate speech, people get killed. And people can remember or look to Charlottesville in America, where a young woman called Heather Hay was murdered on the basis of the bigotry that comes with Trump and comes with these evangelical preachers. It cost people's lives. But then you look to the side of it as well, that when they tried afterwards to march in Boston, 45,000 people turned up to stop them. And that's the sort of tradition, I think, that we have to stand in. It's one that says we're not frightened by what happens, we stand up to it and we organise. And just really wanted to finish by saying that we live in such a diverse city in Sheffield. It's really worth fighting for, it's really worth sticking up for. And whether you want to live your life, who you want to live with, who you want to love, whether you want to pray or whether you don't want to pray, it don't matter. But what we do know is that whatever the answer to those questions is, when we stand together, we're stronger, and we can send the ideas of the likes of Franklin Graham, the dustbin of history, where it belongs. Solidarity to all.